All right, Adam. We're at 12 o'clock, but we've been chatting anyway. But I think it's all good. We'll just see who else pops on board. So, yeah, Eugene, you were talking about designers and IT people and things like that. I think there's also a fantastic opportunity in this for them. If we really start getting the exhibitors coming on board, there's definitely going to be work for people who can do some graphic design and 3D design for those who want to jazz up their stands and booths a bit. Currently, we've just got Alex, Dawn's son and designer, who has only got a limited amount of time, like all of us, in a day.
Yes.
So yeah,
Exactly.
have those kind of connections, chat to them and say, we'd only be too happy to have them on the platform and offering their products and services to people who might be needing additional design. It could be as simple as brochures and logos and things like that, and it could be quite fancy, like advanced 3D rendering for their booths and that sort of stuff as well. So I think there's a great opportunity, and then again the social media aspect of it, which you sort of touched on, which I think is a huge opportunity for people to start looking to assist businesses that don't have the the knowledge and the skills to do their own social media elements, to help them in those arenas, because I think it's going to be a big element of business going forward, regardless of what happens in the short term.
And what's nice about this is, just thinking about it now, is you could almost set up, I don't know if you want to call it, like certain hubs, design hubs, where you get designers involved. So if clients don't have graphic designers because either the company's closed down or whatever, they can go and search for these designers, for graphic work, or like you say, brochures and things like that. So I think this platform, it's just unlimited with what it can do.
Yeah. Absolutely, and it lends itself exactly to those sorts of elements. You can have those categories within the greater whole, and people can search and find what they're looking for very easily based on the way things are categorized and tagged. So
yeah,
I think there's good opportunity for those kind of skills to really do well in the coming months and years.
Yeah.
I just want to say, Grace did send me a text that she's not able to be on the Zoom today. She's got a family problem, so she said she'll skip it today.
No problem. See Trev's on board. How's it, Trev? Yeah. So any other feedback from your side, Dawn, Irene?
No, Dawn and I just had a catch up this morning. We just had a good chat. So yeah, from our side, I think we're all good, Ivan. I was also chatting to Eugene this morning, just answering a couple of his questions as well. He had a couple of questions that he wanted to ask this morning, so I came in 1 or 2 minutes late. So I don't know if he's managed to go through all those questions.
No, not yet.
Okay, all right.
Sorry, guys, just excuse me if my questions seem a bit, and just correct me as well. I'm just trying to understand also the mechanics of how this will work. So if the exhibitors purchase a package for a virtual stand, and from what I understood, it will then, after the show dates of the virtual show, it'll be linked to like a virtual mall, if I understand. So it won't just be like a show. It will, be a 365-day thing. How will it work so if an exhibitor purchases, do they get tickets that they send out to their client?
Anyone back?
Sorry?
Sorry, Dawn, we couldn't hear your question.
Dawn? Looks like Dawn's frozen. I think Dawn's link is gone. I think she was trying to say she was battling to hear.
I thought, but is it me? Is it my link, or is it everybody?
No, I think it's...
No, you seem to be back now again, Dawn.
Yeah, you're sort of going in and out a little bit, but I'm hearing Eugene fine and Irene fine. So yeah, let me pick up on those two points there quickly for you. So the first one is there's actually two options into the trade fair. The first one is just the fair itself. When I say just the fair, there's additional bits and pieces which I'll cover now, but it doesn't include the virtual mall going on, and that's the 7,500 package. Excuse me. So, and I'm on the early bird special. So the 7,500 package early bird special gets them into the fair for the 19th to the 22nd, and it also gets them 250 guest invites for free. So you asked about that side of things. So they get 250 tickets that they can distribute free of charge to their databases, and they also get a complimentary membership, basic membership into the chamber. And the chamber is the organisation that's actually come out with this whole virtual trade fair concept, and it's a business chamber which looks to assist businesses in various ways, and we can chat about that as well if you want a bit more info on that side. So that's the basic package. At the early bird special, 7.5 with the full price of that once the early bird special expires on the 5th of June is 17.5.
Okay.
The second package is a 13,500 Rand package. Now that package gets you onto the fair. It gets you the virtual mall after the fair for a full 12 months. It gets you, 250 free guest invites as well. And in addition to that, it gets you a premium membership into the chamber for 12 months, which is an additional 10,000 Rand benefit. So, there's so much value in that package. It's difficult to actually describe. So you're getting the 4 days of the fair, the 12 months of the mall, 12 months of a premium membership at the chamber, which gives you access to high-level strategic input from experienced business people within the chamber, and as I say, and the 250 guest invites. So those are the two core packages that we're offering at the moment, and I think that should have covered both those questions, if I'm right.
Yes, yeah, 100%.
Okay, great. And did you have any other questions?
Sorry, just bear with me for a second. So if they purchase a virtual stand, because I saw on the website, I think there were like options where you could change the colors and all of that. So how would it work if I'm an exhibitor and I purchase a package and I get a stand on this virtual platform? Or like I've got a visitor that comes on. Is it going to be a case of where there's like a layout and then they click on it and they get the information from the exhibitor, and then on that exhibitor stand, there are obviously links to like their corporate video or their products and that? Is that the idea behind it?
Yeah, in essence, yeah. So again, there's different levels of stands. So as part of the core packages, you get a stand with certain clickable elements as part of that package with some customization on it. Obviously, your logo and perhaps some basic colors and things, and the linking of those clickable elements that you've spoken about. And those elements can be anything specific that you want. So it could be through to a corporate video, it could be through to documentation or brochures, it could be a link to your website or your Facebook page, or so there's that can be decided by each individual business. So it's not you have to have this link, that link, and that link. It can be
okay.
It can be discussed at the time of actually setting that stand up with the look and feel as you want it. If you want to get a bit fancier with that, then there's some services that can be added on.
Yes.
So if you want to spend a couple of extra grand, you can get a very fancy stand with additional clickable points and those sorts of elements. So that's the one part of it. The second part is you get a fully enabled e-commerce store where you can upload your products and services and descriptions and images of those products and services. So in addition to the booth, you get a product and service listing, and you have the ability to sell those directly off the show as well. So there's that whole e-commerce element to the setup as well, which is also part of the basic price. Again, unless you need specific customization and assistance in getting the products and services set up, but it's a fairly straightforward process for most people. Some people might need a bit of hand holding, but they are instructions on how to do that and how to set that up. And as I say, it's a relatively straightforward process.
Okay.
So you've got all of that, and then that comes with the categorization. So you can then categorize your products and services in a hierarchical manner. So, you know, as we get more and more people on the system, we'll get more and more categories developing. So when visitors come to the environment, they'll be able to search. You know, so maybe you have an interest in PPE, so you'll go and you'll search category PPE, and then maybe you're looking for something within that, and maybe that's hand sanitizer. So there'll be a subcategory and so on, and you'll be able to sort of work your way down through the hierarchy, and then find the specific exhibitors that have those kinds of products and services, and then visit their stalls and you know their offerings. So it's going to be quite a comprehensive you know, network of searchable elements that people can actually navigate their way through with hopefully fairly intuitive categorization and tagging of the elements that are all there.
Okay. All right, John, that's perfect. You actually answered other questions as well, so thank you.
All right, great stuff. So I see we've got Alice on board and Helen as well. So welcome to you two. Alice, are you also one of Dawn's connections, or have you come from elsewhere? Alice, if you can talk to us, you might just need to unmute your mic if you know how to do that. Press the space bar if you're on a laptop or a PC. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, Alice.
My name is Alice, and I'm from Ghana, Africa.
Oh, okay.
And I think a friend shared this link with me, and that he wants me to be part of this. So I just logged on to understand what this is all about. I also went to the website and then registered as a speaker. So I'm hoping to get a chance to also educate people on what I know also. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Yes, I see. I think we saw your speaker registration come through. I think I see Trevor's put his thumb up there. So I'm assuming he's received that and communicated with you, has he?
Okay, I'm yet to check my email this morning, so I can't tell if he's responded or not.
All right, good. Well, hopefully he has. Otherwise, I'll have to have a serious chat to him. But if you did register, you know, we'll definitely be getting through to you on that. And yeah, well, welcome. And I'm glad you're joining us. I'm assuming it was Yufi that introduced you. We've been chatting to him as well. So, and I think a couple of his other contacts were on with us the other day as well. So yeah, nice to have you on board. And Helen, yeah, welcome to you. We've been chatting in other forums and so on, but if there's anything specific that you would like to ask this morning or chat about, be happy to entertain those comments or questions. No, all good.
Hi guys, I'm just popping in. I just wanted to get a feel for what you guys do over here at 12.
All right, good, no problem.
Hi there, Trevor.
Because Helen popped in, I decided to pop in too. Where is it Corin? No, Alice. Alice, are you able to get your video pic? I'd like to take a group pic of us.
No, I didn't plan to show my face, so I'm not dressed properly for that. Sorry about that.
we want to catch you. We want to see how you dress in Ghana at this time of the day, just to see.
Oh, please. I beg you. Another time. I'll join tomorrow. They will take the group picture tomorrow.
Great stuff. All right, so I'm going to take a group pic of this.
Okay. And Alice, yeah. while you unmic there, or on mic, if I can put it that way, maybe just tell us a little bit about what you're thinking about speaking on, what your area of expertise is. I'd love to hear about that.
Okay, so I'm into digital marketing, and looking at the current era we find ourselves in, with the pandemic that we find ourselves in. Many businesses don't know how to go about their selling, and so I think using digital marketing is a good platform to still reach out to your clients and still make sales online. And some people know about it, but others don't know how well you can use it to generate leads and make sales. So since I'm an expert in that field, I would like to share my knowledge on that as well.
Okay, excellent. And I mean, are there services as well that you can offer aside from just the talk?
Okay, so what I do is that I either train or I provide digital marketing services as an agency.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm into SEM marketing, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram marketing as well. So any business that is open for me to advertise their products for them, I'm open for that as well.
Okay, excellent, good. All right, well, let's chat about that. And as I'm not sure if you were on when I was mentioning to Eugene that if there are people who have those kind of skills and you want to be able to offer them, to exhibitors and so on, we'd love to have them on board and involved in the fair from that perspective as well, because more and more businesses that are going to come into these kind of environments don't have those skills, exactly as you say, and then don't know how to go about marketing themselves properly on social media and in the digital format. So we're really looking to to have people with those skills and then offering those skills to to the exhibitor base. So yeah, we'd love to have you on board there.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Trevor.
I'd just like to ask Alice what business is like in Ghana prior to this COVID-19 experience we've all gone through. Where was Alice actually promoting her business? To who was she promoting it? In what region? Was she local or global? And what's happened now? 40 days, well, for us, 40 odd days into lockdown. So just tell us a little bit about where you're operating, Alice.
Okay, so I'm operating in Accra. I don't know if you know Ghana very well, but I'm operating in Accra, and officially I'm working with a real estate company called Apollonia City in Accra here. So what I do is I mainly generate leads for them and get the telemarketing team. I head a telemarketing team as well. So they do the calling and the nurturing till they close. And aside that, I have my side business, which is called Denali's Digital. So that is where myself and a partner, we run digital marketing for businesses. So locally, we've done work for people in real estate companies, people in the travel and tour companies, people in the solar industry as well. Globally, I had one client who was also into the travel and tour. So I don't know if you heard about Year of Return, where most of the Black Americans were moving to Ghana to come and at least see what is happening, or after 400 years of enslavement, they coming back to their roots for the first time. So I actually managed the digital campaign for one travel and tour company so that she can advertise herself for people in US and UK who want to come down here and then see what happened after the 400 years of enslavement. So that is the one global client I've dealt with, but majority of my clients are local clients.
And what has happened in Ghana as a result of this COVID-19?
Okay, so what has happened in Ghana is that, for example, in the real estate company that I work for, aside digital marketing, others also go out to prospect. So face-to-face prospecting, where they'll knock on doors of companies to tell them more about their investment offers that they have for them. But because of the COVID-19 restrictions, there were some restrictions in movement, and so people were not free to go out to do this prospecting anymore. And now that the restriction has been lifted, people are still cautious about going out. And so even if you want to go out, who are you going to? Nobody wants to talk to anybody now because everybody is scared. They don't know who has the virus and who doesn't. And so it has limited how people are able to sell their products on a one-on-one basis. And so that is where I think digital marketing comes in. Because if you can't speak to the person face to face, you can speak to him on a Facebook chat or on a live chat on your website or any other online platform. And so that is actually what I bring on board. Yeah.
And can I ask you, Alice, what's your first impression of Virtual Trade Fair.africa?
Yeah, I think it's a good initiative because people are bored at home and they don't really know what to do with their time. And so if they realize that there is a trade fair and they don't need to walk to the place, but they can do it virtually, I think it's good enough for them to attend. They'll get to know what other companies have to offer without necessarily walking to the trade fair to either to have a chance of even contracting the virus. And so I think it's a good initiative.
So Alice, how deep have you gone into the website, Virtual Trade Fair.africa?
I just took a glance yesterday
Yep.
to have a look at as what it is, but I've not really done in-depth review about the website. To be honest, I first wanted to have this Zoom call with you guys to understand what the whole thing is about. Yes, but
All
I'll
right.
do well to definitely do more in-depth reading about what this is all about.
So here's the deal I'm going to strike with you. I might send you that speaker information because I can pull it back, but I'll send it to you on one condition. I think if you do us a little analysis and you put a 60 to 90 second digital preview on what it's about, and we'll put it up onto Virtual Trade Fair Africa, and we'll talk about you, and we'll do some pre-promotion of Alice from Ghana. How would you like to do that for us? And we'll do you a favor in return.
Okay. So when you say a preview in what format, please?
A digital preview. So, you know, I'm looking for a little verbal digital PR promotion piece, but based on someone who's doing their first little review of the site. So I'm happy that you've only had a little glance at it. I'd like you to actually get into it for about 30 minutes, then do a little review and say, hey, these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things I really like about this concept. This is what I think needs to be cleaned up. Send it through to us, and then we'll put it up onto the site. Because I'll tell you why. I love your accent. I think others would love to hear people from all around Africa talking about this site. And maybe when you talk about Americans looking to come across to Africa, we'd like to get your voice and promo all the way across to the rest of the world, because this concept is global. It's not just Africa. It's not just where we come from in sub-Saharan Africa. And we'd love to have your input just so that we can spread it out around the world. Would you like that?
Okay, I'll do well to do a review of the website and tell you what I think works and what I think can be improved upon. My only question is, most of the times the reviews I've done are a PPT. Like I put it in a PPT format to show you why I think is good and why I think can be worked on. But you mentioned that you want people to hear my voice about what I think the website is about. So I wanted to know whether the review has to necessarily be in an audio or a video format.
I just want you dressed in your nicest clothes if you're going to come online. No, you know what? I'm reaching out to you to say, listen, if you want to share something of your story and what you do, you know, let's kill a couple of birds with one stone here. You just make a review, and at least what we haven't done is we've got someone here that's got an internal vested interest. You're an outsider coming in. You've just had a look at it for the first time. Love to see what looks good, what doesn't, so that we can turn around and say, okay, that looks good, we'll keep it. This is what we've got to upgrade. And that's really our style. We're
Okay.
in this is a work in progress. Ivan normally uses that. And we love to actually add on ideas that others actually bring to us. Ivan, perhaps you want to take it further, the work in progress. I think you've got that down pat.
Well, I don't know about that, but yeah, I think, yeah, in essence, it's a developing concept. You know, we have a philosophy called MVP, minimal viable product. So we're getting it out there, we're tweaking and testing and developing as we go. So I think that's what Trevor's really referring to in terms of a work in progress. And we're open to all inputs, you know, as to how, you know, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and we'll see whether we can adapt and change it going forward to improve those situations. So and that goes for everybody. I mean, you know, anybody who wants to contribute on that basis, we're very happy to take those inputs. So there's no holy ground here, as it were, from that perspective, and no egos to worry about. We just we love quality input, and I think that's really what Trevor's driving towards here. Is you know, we're hearing you and hearing your expertise, and you know, we'd love to engage with you and see how we can both benefit out of the situation. So if you're up for that, that would be fantastic.
Okay.
And how dare you say there are no egos on this side? Let Helen tell you how big the egos are. Helen, come on board just before we shut down. What have you learned about our egos as developers, as you've been researching who we are and what we do?
These guys are very humble. They're very humble. They're not telling you, they're very humble. They're not blowing their egos up or anything like that. They're very humble.
Where do I send the check, Helen, again?
I'll give you my bank account details.
So Helen, just give me a 1, 2, 3. What do you think you like about Virtual Trade Fair.africa from your perspective? I mean, you're doing the early research and analysis here. What do you like? Why have you come back to this session this afternoon?
Well, I just wanted to know more, you know, solidify the concept in my mind. I wanted to know what I'm going to be selling my clients, my lists, and what I'm going to be, and just how to split it up and where to place people. I need to go into the functionality a little bit more to give you a precise diagnosis. But yeah, I just wanted to see where everything lies. Basically, I'll be selling to the suppliers of supermarkets, and the people who are visiting would be the retailers themselves. So this is what I'm formulating in my mind. For me, this is a learning journey. It's the first virtual trade fair that I'm part of. And I think it's a learning curve for everyone to see where everything lands.
So I'm not going to push you for any more. I'll wait until you do your little bit of homework, but you've got until 3 o'clock this afternoon to do it, Helen. And back onto Zoom tomorrow at 12 o'clock and tell us your 1, 2, or 3 points that you like. And I'd love your analysis, just you know, to give potential investors into the exhibition sites, whether this is cost effective from your perspective, how secure they are in putting money into a concept like this. You know, these are the type of questions people should start asking and what we should put out. So obviously we've got all the answers for that. I'm just waiting for all of you to answer the right questions, you see.
I'll look into it, and I'll give you feedback for sure.
Thank you.
Great, thanks. Right, I think we're sort of at the bottom of the hour, so I'd like to wrap up maybe with just a couple of final comments. Eugene, any final comments from your side?
No, I think I've got a better understanding now of the idea. So I'm personally quite excited, and like I mentioned earlier, I've spoken to 1 or 2 people and friends who are clients in that, and just to try and get an idea. And I think they like the fact, so on an exhibition side, instead of them spending an exorbitant amounts on a physical structure, this virtual route is a way to go because it's long lasting. And, yeah, so I'll put some more thought into it. And yeah, I'm keen on it.
Great, fantastic. Thanks, Eugene. Irene, any final thoughts from you? Microphone.
Sorry about that. Sorry, Ivan. No, all good from my side. I'm glad we managed to get Eugene on board again today, because as I say, you can definitely offer a lot of positive, and not only that, from a graphic design perspective. So yeah, it's great to have him on board, and obviously everybody that's come on board, it's great to meet Alice. It's nice that she could be a possible speaker. So yeah, I think guys, we just continue going every day and make sure we get to where we want to be.
Great, thanks, Irene. Dawn, final thought from you?
Yeah, I think another great Zoom. Every day from 12 noon, it's only 30 minutes, Monday to Friday. I think if you come on as often as possible, you'll get other questions asked from other people that will be valuable information as well.
Great, thanks. And talking about asking questions, if you folks have got your promoter IDs, the ones that you send out to get people to sign up, you need to just mail them through to me, please, because I don't have access to them in the back end. So you need to put them in your funnels, and then I can get your funnels out to you. To you. So if you can just email me through your promoter IDs, then we can get those up and running. Okay, folks, I think that's probably it for today. Nice chatting to everyone. Have a fantastic day further, and see you tomorrow. Cheers.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Cheers, guys.
Okay.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.